Although marathoning a series is currently my favourite thing to do, with new series constantly being added to my TBR, I am currently starting to fall behind, which is making me feel overwhelmed, which is starting to become a big problem. In the last video, I started off with being in the middle of 34 whole unfinished series. In today's video though, we are starting off with 31, so I'm finally starting to make a dent. Here's to me making further progression. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya, and I just want to say I'm excited for this video. You know, very, very excited. So you guys know from the intro, I am in the middle of so many series, like so many, to the point where it's just a little bit embarrassing. So I thought today, rather than using the spinny wheel, because the last episode I finished a whole series and I loved it, I loved getting back into the world, and I kind of, at the end of the story I put up here, I got really bored of the last book, of being the plot, because it just wasn't plotting for me, but I'm glad I finished that series. Ticked off the list. Want to get as many completed as possible. You guys know that I am, and I put a little clip up here so you can see it, I am at the end of nearly so many series where I need to read the last book, or 2 books in a really long series that I just have not finished yet. And there's a couple of books in this video that I want to go through and read them all. So I thought I could go for that together. So I do have the Alcro's Academy book 2. There's only 2 books, it's only duology. I have read the first one. I'll put the video up here when I read it and I loved it, and I'm very excited to read it. I am talking about this book non-stop to people. I've actually lent out the first one of this book to my friend, hoping she'll read it and then we can talk about it and discuss what is going on in that book. It's kind of really intriguing. I like the world building. I kind of don't like the main interest, because when you're a villain, you have to be a villain to everybody but then be really nice to her, like at the end of the story plot. All these male main interests are just mean to our gal. Like, they're not like mean and then change to nice. No, they're just mean for the whole duration of it. And I think that's the other downfall of making this book a 5-star for me. But the artwork, everything itself is just stunning. So this is the first one I will be going to read. And then that's the series done, completed, sorted. I do also want to read, what is it called? I don't know what the series is called, but I put it up here. But there's Evidence of a Folktale that I really want to finish off. Every single book in this series, and I think this is book 5, has been a 5-star read. Absolutely obsessed. Each book's different. Each book gives you like a retelling of a Disney story. It does have a background story of the Disney plot. It's got the main interest, the like female and the male. It's just so much depth in there. The first book is what got me obsessed with this series. So it was kind of like a new deputy came from like New York City, loads of crime. She wanted to come and have like a nice steady like lifestyle, steady job. So she goes to like a quiet like town. Everything hits the fan. It's not really a good experience for her, and then a serial killer comes in and he basically, have you seen Hannibal? He eats people. He kind of makes their dead body and is then like a masterpiece of like an object, like a piano or a guitar or a cup of tea or something. He just changes the body so it looks like a piece of work, like an art, like a masterpiece, and that's exactly what it does in this book. But each book gives criminal minds, because she's a detective but she's always involved in all these murder crimes and all of this. It's intense. The last book of this, there was a guy who had loads of girls who was frozen in his basement, and it's called the Matchstick Girls. Basically he kidnaps women, sends them in the basement, gives them a couple of matchsticks and puts them in like a massive freezer, but it's like pitch black. And the detective finds a hidden camera because the guy got off watching people like take their last breath, and it's so intense. And then the police and the detectives rewatch the footage and they see the girls come in, they light the matchsticks, like look around, realises all these other girls like crouched down, huddled up but frozen. So then they know that that's what's going to happen to them, but you kind of see them trying to figure out how to get out, but then none of them do. It's so intense. It's like watching an episode of Criminal Minds but in a book form with a little bit of Disney in that.
I cannot rave about this series more. So this is the last and final book and everything's going to put together. The last book wasn't as intense. No, sorry, I think Matchstick was the one before that. And then the one before, honestly, yeah, the Matchstick was number 3. Number 4 kind of just was more of a mystery thing. Now this is number 5. Apologies. So the last book had a lot of things kind of like putting together like pieces and stuff, and then this is yeah, this left off at such a big cliffhanger, and all the rest of the books didn't, but because I like this series so much I'm going to read it. Anyway, I've talked about that way too much. The next book I want to read is also my Kindle. Apologies. It's just, you know, 3 books. Is Loss and Lasser by Layla Sage. It is the last book that's been released. The next one is due out, I think, in a month's time, so I do want to read this book before then I can catch up. But currently, this is the last book out. So, you know, I'm technically going to finish the series, but then when the next one comes out, I'll be behind. Kind of. Anyway, I really love this world. The books itself are stunning, like to perfection. They're really, really nice, but I really like this story. I mean, I'll always like cowboy stories, like always. But these ones were just, they're really good. And I don't know why. They're just chef's kisses. I haven't rated any of them a 5-star. I just felt like something was missing, but The Voice being like a 4-star read for me, so I'm very excited to read this one. And then, depending on where we are, I do have 2 other books to finish a series that I could get onto. It's the Never, is it Never After, or is it just the Never series? There is 2 books that I need to read, so it's Crossed and Hex. They're the last 2 books I have to read before I can finish off this series. I think there's like 7 books in total, so I've just got those 2 books to read. So I could also get them. They're on my Kindle. I mean, I haven't downloaded them, but I can get them on my Kindle because I'm Kindle Unlimited. But that's maybe the plan. So I'm definitely reading this one, and then, yeah. So that's 3 books. We'll see how we are. I might not go for those Never books. I might pick something completely different. Maybe like another physical book just to make it more even. So 2 physical, 2 Kindle ones. Very excited. And then I can tick off loads of books. So here we go. Let's just go into it. We'll see how it goes. So excited. Sunny, as you can tell, it's a vibe. I'm sitting and basking in the sun. I do have a little bit of an update, not a grand amount, but I am on page 99, so I've made a bit of a progression since I started this vlog yesterday. I went for a lovely, really peaceful, sunny walk on my lunch break today, and it was so nice and so needed. Basically, I've increased my step count and decreased my calorie count. Basically, I'm on a calorie deficit, and I really wanted to try and just get my exercise. I was like, it's a lovely day. I obviously want to go for a walk, but I was like, I really want to read this book. So I made the grand decision, you know, to walk while reading a physical book, and the amount of weird looks I got, mad, honestly. They were looking at me like I was a lunatic, like cray land. Nothing's really changed. So at the end of book 1, they walked into the entrance of the academy. The series is called Alcro's Academy, so there's no surprise there. And it's just going into the details, like the orientation, the classes, the different sections and levels of people and their powers. It's going to be a detail of that, but other than that, nothing's happened. Everyone's kind of, because they've all gone through so much trauma in the past month, they're kind of like half asleep, numb, walking shadows. They're just kind of alive but not living. If you've been through trauma, you know what that's like, and that's exactly what they're living through. So really don't have much of an update, but I'm enjoying it so far. Probably like a third way through it. I am hoping to get to halfway tonight because I don't have anything else to do, and I'll probably catch up with you guys tomorrow, but I do think she's starting to become not my favourite author, but maybe one of my favourite authors, because I am now downloading her books, buying her books, doing research on her books, and I like how they're all velvety and all moody looking. She does have one of a book that I've recently bought. Let me just get it and I'll show you, because it's just stunning. I bought the paperback and I'm going to buy the hardback, but currently I'm in a book buying ban, so this one. Can you, like, you can't really see because how dark it is, but look how beautiful that is. And it's apparently really traumatic. So it says, death is not the end of us. Follow the emotional and heartwarming story of two mentally unwell ghosts who've lost their way. I mean, currently I'm obviously loving my traumatic reads, but yeah, I am really loving her. So I just keep getting so many of her books added to my cart. My cart on Amazon is looking a little bit painful. Anyway, I am postponing. So excited, yes. It's later in the day, right? I'm so close to finishing this book. I can feel it getting tense, so I thought, right, stuff's gonna happen. I need to record myself. So obviously I've been reading a lot today, like a lot. I read so many pages. I'm on chapter 53 and it's Tara's view, and well, Tara's point of view, and I'm just kind of can't breathe. So I just wanted to go through that with you guys and just go through the raw emotions. I probably have like 11 pages in total. The issue is early in the week I wanted to know how many pages in the book there is, and I should have looked on Goodreads. I have not learnt my lesson from when I did this to Fourth Wing. So in Fourth Wing I looked at the end of the book because I wanted to know how many pages there is, and then my eye saw something and then I read something and then I ruined the ending. I did the exact same thing with this book. Tell me why I haven't learnt my lesson, because I don't know. I wanted to look at how many pages were in the book, and then I read the last sentence, and it's not entirely spoiled, but I know how it's going to end, and I I wanted to go through with you guys, I just can't. So let's just sit back, chill out, and read the last 11 pages together. No. Just when you feel like it's been a page since I started reading, and when you thought it was a happy ending. Dead. Honestly, I'm dead. Dying. Process of being killed. That's me right now. Ah. Right. What? I'm at the top of the page and I read something down here. Why do my eyes do this? I've got goosebumps. I've still got 2 more pages left. I don't know what to think. Oh my god. I think I'm in a little bit of shock because that was brutal. Oh my god. Absolute savagery. I need a minute. I need a minute.
I look like I'm going for a hike up a mountain. But I'm not. I am going food shopping and walking to go get food. It's sunny, which is a bonus. But yeah, I'm feeling proper decked out. And I love my new backpack. How fucking cute is this? It's blue. Anyway, I'll take you with me. Speak soon. Bye. Is that the rose? Oh my god, is there a donut on here? Yes, there's a donut.
Just popping on real quick because I'm going to a little free library. I went walking last weekend with Dale and I walked past when I looked in it, and there's a couple of Brandon Sanderson books that I do not own, and I was like, kind of want to look at them. So I am thinking of driving back down there today, and I'm going to take a couple of books with me so we can just go through the books that I'm no longer wanting to keep. I have Almost There. This is a Princess and the Frog retelling. I also have Suddenly Super, which is the Incredibles retelling. I have Once Upon a Time, which is, I think it's a Cinderella. Nope, Sleeping Beauty. It's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. Straight On Till Morning, which is obviously Captain Hook. What is the actual thing? Peter Pan. It's Peter Pan. And then I have A Whole New World, which is obviously Aladdin. I have loved these series. Like, it's not a series per se, it's all individual books, but it's about a movie, and I'm obsessed with my like Disney stuff. So I've read nearly all these, but because I've read them over a large duration of my life, I haven't kept all the books. If I kept them all, then I'd keep the whole like selection of the books themselves, but I can't really keep like the random ones that I've still got. So I'm thinking of taking these. Again, don't know if I'm going to actually give all these away. If it's like an empty one, I will put them all in, but we're just gonna go. I'm driving myself, so I might not be able to take like loads of footage, but we're just gonna have a little drive down.
Back in the car, I went there was so much traffic, oh my god. It was just like everybody had like queued up to traffic lights, and when I went to the main road they were all driving past me, and I just felt so awkward like recording it. I haven't got over the recording anxiety that I've got. It's just currently still there. Anyway, it's been ransacked, absolutely ransacked. There was like 3 books left, and when I went last week it was full. Oh well, so I've still put those 3 books in there. I've kept 2. I was thinking in case I wanted to go somewhere else, but I might, if there's somewhere like local, I'll have a look on Google Maps. Again, don't know if it's gonna be right because that one wasn't on Google Maps, but it's there. So yeah, so someone else can read those couple of books that I've put in there, but oh, absolutely gutted. There was a Brandon Sanderson one I really wanted, and I thought I could just get that book and come back and put some books in there at a later date, which is what I've technically done. But I didn't want anyone to see me and think, oh, she's taking a book for free and not replacing it. I didn't want anyone to judge me like that, and I should have just took it because I want to start reading the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere, and I have a couple of random ones, but I need like, is it the Mistborn trilogy? I need to start off with that one. But again, I'm on a book buying ban, so I can't buy any more books. So I thought if I replace books that I've currently got, then it's technically not buying books. Anyway, it didn't work. I've thought about it, I've had a minute. It's been 2 days since. I wanted to think about the book itself because I was struggling at the end, as you saw. Like, it was just such a kind of moment. So I wanted a couple of days to brew on it. I did go to the free library early this morning. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any books, but you've just seen the footage. You've seen me talk to you, so there's your update on that. Yeah, I am now ready to talk about Secrets of ENQUIRIES. So the first book I loved. I've talked about this series and this author enough recently to the point where y'all probably like, Maya, chill the fuck out. And I do apologise, but at the same time, kind of don't care. So the first one of this I absolutely adored. I loved the world building, loved how gory it was, but then loved all the characters. There was like happiness, there was like actual torture, it was gruesome, it was just everything, and it kind of, everything I wanted was in the first book. The second book lulled massively. The first part of the book I really enjoyed, and then it went into so much lore, so much world building. It was just too much information to the point where it was no longer a story. I felt like I was reading like a history book, and that kind of made it drag. I mean, I did finish in a couple of days. I was walking on my lunch break reading this. I was reading it on the way to work. I was reading it, but it wasn't a book where I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to read this book. It was just like, I want to finish it. Yeah, the middle part lulled. There were certain parts where there's a little bit of a story plot that I was like, oh, this is interesting, and then those parts where they're actually fighting, and I loved those fight scenes. Those fight scenes were intense. The relationship side, I have issues with. The main guy, I loved him in the first one. In this one, I hated him. The original male love interest in the first book, hated him. In this one, love him. So, you know, I'm a little bit confused with my emotions, and I think now you understand why it's taken me so long to come to you guys to talk to, because I actually don't know how I feel about this. It's just one of those books where I'm kind of scarred, and I like those stories. Unfortunately, I do. Like Magnolia Parks up there, I've got a whole obsessed. And that's currently what this series is doing to me. I do have a lot of issues with this book, but I'm still loving the world and everything. I feel like it's got so much potential, especially now because she's been signed by a really good publisher, because I now follow on Instagram because I'm now obsessed with herself. Stalker vibes, currently. That's what I'm giving off, stalker vibes. The ending, as you saw, was so much happened, and I knew kind of what was going on, because obviously I looked at the last page. My eyes betrayed me, I read something, so I kind of knew what was going on. But I still didn't expect that to happen, and I am obsessed with that, because yes, I saw the spoiler, but at the same time it wasn't what I thought it was. And yeah, so excited for the next book. Like honestly, as soon as this gets release date, because there's no talk about it when the third one comes out, like not at all, so I do not have a clue when it comes out, but when it does, straight to my basket, because I am obsessed with this. So I finished the first one of the vlog on this one. I have started Evidence of a Folktale, and I wanted to read a little bit before I talk to you guys. Again, I feel like this vlog isn't going the best because I'm disappointed in it. I think this is book 5. I could be absolute bullshit, so I'll put it up here. I am currently 14% through, and it's so far, like I knew you were expecting like a fallout, because obviously in romances you always expect a fallout, and how the previous book finished, you kind of expected something bad to happen, something between the couple, and it didn't. And it was basically like the guy's like, I'm getting you in trouble, I'm getting in harm's way, you're too good for me, I should leave. And the girl's like, no you're not leaving me, without you I'm broken. And it was like that for the whole 14%. I've only just stopped. Like now we're getting into the story plot, but the first 14% of this book has been bleh, not my nicest story plot ever, and I kind of am not interested in this just because of that reason. That being said, that I'm going to continue it because I love her writing, I love the story world, that everything about it is just so intense to the point where once you get into it you cannot put the book down, and I'm hoping that starts soon, because currently it hasn't begun. It hasn't. I like books, especially this, where there's gore, where there's like, you're sitting on the edge of your seat expecting stuff to happen, waiting for things to happen, you're trying to clue things together because it's like a Sherlock Holmes type environment, and you just, yeah, what's going on, like, kind of disgusting, but oh my god. None of that was disgusting. 40% of pure ick is what I've been reading. Not a great start to the book, but I'm going to continue this today. I don't have long, you guys. I do have the rest of today, but today it's 2:30. Tomorrow I'm out majority of the day, so you'll end up seeing me, but it'll be the end of the day.
So I'm hoping to either finish it probably today or tomorrow, and then I can move on to another book. We do have a couple more days to end up reading this, because this took me a while to get through, and my aim is still to read 3 books. Potentially 4, but my aim is definitely 3 books, because I want to get as many series done and dusted as possible. Yeah, this week now turning out to be read with me, like finish a couple of series with me, but then be outside in nature vlog. That's currently what it is, because that's all I'm doing. I'm being outside in the sun and doing loads of walking because it's really sunny. So I might do some lovely clips of my walk tomorrow. Yeah, I will hopefully have some else to give you, like informational wise, because this has just been shockingly awful currently, and I don't want to diss on this series because it's one of my favourites, because I love it, but so far not so good. Women don't just end up dead in the middle of the woods naked except for a red cloak by accident, she whispered. No, they don't. She picks up the phone and starts calling. Griffin, she says when he answered, and by his stiffness, her tone already warned him of what she was going to say. There's a body. I am 80% through the books I've read, so much to do. But I think his name's pronounced Eamon in my head, and I've tried changing it, but it just comes out as Eamon. So I think it's Eamon, but my mind says Eamon. So basically, Eamon says, "Just let me be selfish," he continued, seizing her face in his hands. "You want me to stay in Bajka," because that's how you pronounce it, it's the place, "with you and never leave? Then listen when I tell you to get out of the way. You can fight me about anything you like, but do not fight me on this, because when it comes to your survival, I don't care who else in the world dies." Yes, please. Obsessed. Good guy. Bad guy to everybody else. Yes, hun. Chef's kisses. Currently in bed. I have gone for my long hike this market, and it was like such a long walk.
and because of that I am extremely tired, so I'm just in bed. I'm reading Ignite Me. I'm at page 198, so I am like making a big dent in the book, practically nearly halfway. And I just wanted to pop on because the author does this really good thing at making like people have such good banter. Like, it doesn't even have to be the main male character or the main female character. It's just like people in like, it's just got really good banter. And I'm just sat here and I just thought I need to tell you guys this. It's not, you have to be like in the story to fully understand the joke of it, because it doesn't really work like that. But anyway, so I can't help but smile a little. What he demands, what's so funny? You just don't seem like the type of person who would be self-conscious about something like this. I'm not, obviously. Please, he says, just go back to bed. I'm wide awake. That's not my problem. Turn around, I tell him again. He narrows his eyes at me. This is like the type of banter I have my best friend and my boyfriend. Like, it's just it's ridiculously relatable. And I'm really enjoying reading it. I'm having a really good time with this book. That's why I haven't really been on, because I've just wanted to just like binge read it and just sit here and be like, oh my god. With it being the third book in the series, obviously I can't really tell you guys what's going on, but I'm starting to realise who I like. I've already said this before, but basically in each book I've got my favourite male character, and again in this book it's changed, or like it's more confirmed my feelings for certain characters. Like, I'm more starting to like hate people, or like understand people, or like fall in love with people. And it's really nice to have not closure per se, but I'm starting to like round up my feelings and have like a confirmation of how I feel with certain people. Things are starting to make a lot more sense here. Like, things have been explained that wasn't explained in the further books. Like, there was thoughts and opinions that were said in the first and the second book, but then the third one it's been explained, and it's now showing you that it's actually not how it came across. It's completely different, which is really nice to see. Again, I'm probably gonna pop on later today. It is 6:30, so it's late in the day, and it's Sunday, so obviously I will need to start getting ready for work tomorrow, which is just a joyous occasion. I'm currently on chapter, this book has a lot of chapters. I'm currently on chapter 32, and this book, it has so many chapters. Bloody hell. It has 78 chapters, which is 408, and I'm currently just shy of 200 pages, so like I'm practically halfway through. I'm enjoying it, loving what's going on. I feel like we're currently at that stage where like things are building up to stuff, so stuff's gonna happen, and because of so many books in the series, I'm expecting a cliffhanger, because she's really good at cliffhangers. So we'll have an update later. We'll see how it goes. Touch in a couple of seconds. To me it'll be a couple of hours, but to you it'll be a couple of seconds. Speak soon. This scene. I'm back. Let's not even mention it. Okay, let's not mention it. It's been a couple of pages. I'm at 232 pages, so as you can tell, not that far away from when I last talked to you guys. But I've seen this scene from this book so many times in quotes. I just wanted to read it with you guys. I'm so excited. Okay, so right. Okay. Mondays are for legs, I heard him explain to Castle. Tuesdays I work chest. Wednesdays I work my shoulders and my back. Thursdays are for triceps and deltoids. Fridays are for biceps and forearms, and every day is abs and cardio. I also spend most weekends doing target practice, he said. Today is Tuesday, which means right now I'm watching him bench press 315 pounds. 3 45-pound plates on each side of what Kenji told me is called an Olympic bar, which weighs an additional 45 pounds. I can't stop staring. I don't think I've ever been more attracted to him in all the time I've known him. Kenji pulls up next to me and nods at Warner. So this gets you going, huh? I'm mortified. Kenji backs out a laugh. I've never seen him in sweatpants before. I try to sound normal. I've never seen him in shorts. Kenji raises an eyebrow at me. I bet you've seen him in less. I want to die. I mean, you know. I'm a little bit further in. I'm at 226, right? And they're having a conversation with like decisions on what to do next. And Kenji says, yeah, it sounds like we're going to go peacock and hope they find us attractive enough to mate with us. Oh, I love Kenji with honestly all my heart. Give him to me and he can be my best friend, please, and thank you. I have like 61 pages left. No, that was an absolute lie. How many pages left in the book? Is it 409? 408. Okay, so like 58 pages left. It wasn't that much of a lie. Okay, I can probably smash that within an hour. I do kind of want to be in bed for like 10 o'clock. I know it's 8:15 and you're like, Maya, that's plenty of time. But honey, I've got to dry my hair. This takes a while. So we'll have an update soon. I'll end up like recording my reaction at the end of the book because I feel like it's going to hit off so much. I'm enjoying this ridiculously so much. I believe I started this around 4 o'clock. I'll confirm here when I started reading it, and it's like gonna be 9 o'clock when I finish this book. I've read this book in one sitting. I have not left my bed. I didn't start this book last night. I started it today after my walk, after my really long walk, and yeah, I haven't spent all day on it. I've spent a couple of hours. If that doesn't tell you how much I am enjoying this book, then I do not know what will, because boy, this is exhilarating to say the least. Speak soon. The quality is bad. The positioning is worse. You're on a pillow. But we digress. I am on page 394, so less than 20 pages left of the book. Let's read it together because I feel like it's just so intense. I'm going to scream. So let's just get going, you know? So excited. Hi guys, I'm here to basically end this video. It's the next day. I've brewed on it, I've started a new book. I'm okay to discuss things with you. At first I thought this video was kind of like a flop because every book that I read, it was a yeah, it could have been better, and it was a 3-star, which was really frustrating. But then the last one ignites me, kind of made me a bit happier, but the ending knocked me off. So I just want to go through the books because I feel like now, looking back at the week, it's been a decent week. I've read 3 books. 2 of those books I read within 2 days. One of those books took me a whole week to read. I don't know. Obviously I read Secrets of Alcaraz. This is the book 2 of the Alcaraz Academy. Yes. This one wasn't as good as the first one, but I would still recommend it to people because it's just kind of like a what the fuck did I just read type moments. Not as bad as Magnolia Parks because that is just a proper mindfuck series, but this is just a what am I reading? And there was so many times where I was like, oh, I'm not really enjoying it, but there's so many times I was like, ooh, actually. And it was, I couldn't figure out if I liked it or not. You know, I really couldn't. Anyway, I decided to rate this a 3-star, which to me is an average okay book. 1 star, I'd never choose 1 star, but 1 star is what that is awful, the worst thing ever. 2 stars is what I do when I really didn't enjoy a book. If I DNF it, I just will not mark it because I didn't read it, so I'm not going to mark it down as that. But if a 2 star is like when I've just not enjoyed my experience whatsoever. 3 star is a decent book. I recommend it, but it was just a decent book. 4 star is, oh, I really enjoyed that, but there was a couple of things wrong that didn't make me have that 5-star feeling. 5 star is obviously nothing wrong with it. This has scarred me for life, and I'm in love. So this is a 3 star. Still recommend it. Again, the artwork and everything is beautiful. The author, one of my new favourite authors because her writing style is intense. I just feel like with the story plot of this, it just could have gone a little bit better. She could have like gone into more depth in certain things and less depth in certain things, added a bit more fighting. It was just a lot of lore and background dumping, and it was just kind of like Lord of the Ringsy, like Harry Pottery, just without the fighting. It had all the magical powers in there, and that was quite cool seeing that. And it was more like on the darker side. Basically, I saw this quote
on Goodreads where someone quoted this book, and they basically said it was like Voldemort had a school. This is this book, and I couldn't relate more than that. Then I moved on to Ignite Me, which I really enjoyed. Like, I read this in one sitting, and it wasn't even like a full sitting, it was like half of a day, if that, and I really enjoyed it. I was sat there giggling like constantly, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was not moving out of my bedroom when I was reading this. It was just constant bed sitting. It was intense, and I was obsessed. The one thing that didn't give it the 5-star feeling is the ending. I feel like the author could have like extended the ending a little bit, left on a cliffhanger, then the next book, which I've started, could have like continued that. Then what happened at the end of this book could have happened in that book, and then it could have been a continuation of that. But how she's done it is the build up for this has been resolved, then there was a bit of an aftermath, and then it finished. It was kind of like a resolved end of story, done or dusted. And then Restore Me, which is what I've started, as you can see I'm a decent way through. I read all that today, and it's 6 o'clock and I've just basically finished work. So this one is more of the law, the background, more politics, and that is just what the whole book's been started as. And I do think she could have combined these two together a little bit just to give it more oomph, but she didn't. But this book here is the highest rating on Goodreads, and so far of all the 3 books I've read, this is the top tier. This is amazing, and the character development is insane. In here, people are like, you see the character get built up to be such a good person, and then in this book they kind of like degrade themselves a little bit, as one of them was in here. So I'm enjoying this series. I'm feeling, because I'm here and I'm in the series, it's fresh in my mind, I'm enjoying it, and because it's such an easy read. Like, I read 167 pages just today, and I've been working, so this has been on my 1 hour lunch and my 30-minute passenger ride in the car. That is what I've read in one day. It's just that quick and easy. It's such a nice simple read where you not even have to think about it too much, because it's YA, but there is a couple of scenes in there that's quite spicy, so it's kind of like the middle ground, but the reading comes across as YA, just so it's like really easy. There's no words you don't have to pronounce, it's just kind of like noodle in it. I'm enjoying it so far. I then read Evidence of a Folktale, and this is not the picture, and I could re-download it to show you guys, but I'm not going to. And I read that one, and that one really let me down. As I like said to you guys earlier, when I was reading this book, I had such high like expectations and hopes for this book because the whole series has been insanely amazing, but it was just too love-a-dovey, too soppy, too in your face, and the actual like murder mystery side was brilliant, like really, really good. But because the romance kind of took over this whole book and it wasn't really good romance, kind of like, you deserve better, I'm going to leave, and the girl's like, no, and he's like, yes, it's safer, and it was just like that back and forth for like 14% of the first whole part of the book, and it really just made me fall asleep. So that also really disappointed me, and I rated that 3 stars just because it was alright. Like, the first part was pretty shit, and then the second part was like immensely good. The ending though, it was like, she's not that good at doing endings in this book. Like, she's really, really not. A book, it finalizes and then it just finishes. Like, it could just be the end of a book. It could like be all novels, but the whole story is like going on in each book. So that was a bit of a disappointment. I was going to read this book, but then I was like, I am not feeling romance after just reading that throw up, that vomit of a romance. So I was going to read this, downloading and everything, literally got on, if you click on it, which is Teddy's point of view. Yeah, that is how far I got, and then I was like, actually not feeling this at all. So yeah, I did read 3 books, technically 3.5, but I hadn't read this in this vlog. I've just wanted to continue. This one made us finish the whole series so far anyway. The Evidence of a Folktale, so far we've caught up. The next book is due at the end of the year, and then Ignite Me and Restore Me. This is the 3rd one, this is the 4th one, and I do believe there's 2 more books in the series, and I don't think I have both of them. I have 1 more book, and then I need to find the last one, which is annoying because I'm not actually collecting these books. These are just books that I found and we'll just kind of continue reading them. I'm actually collecting the Warstones editions, but they're not all released yet. They are being released to this date, and only book 3 is out, which is this one. Yeah guys, thank you so much for being with me for this whole week. Experiences with me, it's basically been a nature vlog. with how sunny it was in the UK recently. It was just, I couldn't stay inside and read because the sun was out. Missed opportunity. I need it on my skin because I'm an acne prone girly, and it was just nature and books. So I hope you enjoyed that vibe, and I'm going to now go and eat my pizza, and I will see you next week. I'm so excited for next week's vlog and the week one after. Oh my god, this is a good month. Anyway,
Man, female, and male. Man. God.
But this is it's young A, YA. Back to the book though.